Dua, the essence of ibadat. Dua, the essence of ibadat. Dua, the essence of ibadat. The essence of ibadat.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Amma ba'd, fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Habiballah. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah. Wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nur Allah. It is reported in the Hadith Mubarak that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam has stated, the one who sends durood or recites salawat upon me, I will intercede for him on the day of judgment. Subhanallah. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Beloved viewers of Madani Channel, let's all make good intentions. As we have been told in a summary of hadith that the intention of a believer is better than his action. So let's all make good intentions, inshallah azza wa jal, that we're going to listen to this program for the pleasure of Allah azza wa jal and His beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And as many good intentions as we can make, let's make them. Because the more good intentions, the more reward we get in the court of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Today we're going to discuss about those people that when they make dua and their duas are accepted. At times we might find ourselves in these situations whereby we are among those people but we do not know. Or we have those people around us, but we do not know. So today, inshallah azza wa jal, we're going to try and discuss about those people that when their du'as, when they make dua, their du'as are accepted in the court of Allah azza wa jal. The first person is a distressed person. A distressed person, his dua is accepted. Subhanallah. A distressed person. The Holy Quran points out to this. Who listens to the distressed soul when it calls on him, and who relieves its suffering and makes you, mankind, inheritors of the earth. So from this we can learn and understand that the dua of a distressed person is accepted in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. An oppressed person, that is a second person, someone who's oppressed, though he's a sinner or he's from any other faith, as long as he's a human being, any human being, at the point whereby he is oppressed, his dua is accepted. Subhanallah. Beloved viewers of Madani Channel, it is reported in the hadith. The hadith states that Allah Azza wa Jalla tells the oppressed, I swear by my integrity, I will certainly assist you even though after a delay. Allah Azza wa Jalla will assist even though it may take some time. The third person is a king that is just, a just king or a just ruler, someone who rules with justice. He doesn't choose people, or he doesn't judge people by their size, by their wealth, by their look, or who's friendly to him and who's not friendly, who gives him what and who doesn't give him what. If he judges between two people, he looks at what is right and what is wrong, who is at fault and who is innocent. then He judges. So beloved viewers of Madani Channel, if we know people that are just, they are fair, if we are among those people, or we know people that are like that, let's ask them for du'as. A person obedient to his parents, someone who is obedient to his parents, his dua is accepted. How many of us are obedient to our parents? How many? Allah tells us in the Quran to be kind to our parents. How many of us are we kind to them? How many of us are obedient to them? How many of us care about them? How many of us look after them? Our parents, people that brought us into this today. Today we don't have time for them. We make so much of du'as, but our life is a mess. Our lives, we don't see any success in it. We don't see any good change in our lives. Let's look around us. What is the condition of our parents? What is the relationship between us and our parents? Being disobedient to parents. How many of us, our mothers, live this dunya with broken hearts? How many of us leave our mothers with broken hearts? Our fathers, our parents in general. How many of us, beloved viewers of Madani Channel, then we expect our du'as to be accepted in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal? How are the du'as going to be accepted in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal? The sixth person is a traveler whose du'a will be accepted. A traveler's du'a is accepted. But that traveler must not commit sin in his traveling. His du'a is accepted from the time he leaves home till the time he returns. It is reported in numerous hadith that the du'as are certainly accepted, and there is no doubt in this. Reported by Imam Ahmad and Imam Bukhari. Beloved viewers of Madani Channel, Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhum, in these words, he says, it is the rights of Allah Azza wa Jal not to reject the dua of three persons, which is, first one who observes fast till iftar, and an oppressed till his revenge. Third, a traveler till his return to his home. So that is clear. Someone who fasts the whole day, his dua is accepted. A traveler, his dua is accepted. An oppressed person, his dua is accepted. One who is fasting, his dua is accepted. Especially at the time of iftar. A Muslim who makes dua for another Muslim in his absence, the Hadith Sharif says, this dua gets accepted very quickly. An angel says, Ameen. And for you, two are similar messages. Subhanallah. So we need to make dua for our fellow brother Muslims. That dua is accepted. We need to start practicing to make dua for one another, to make dua for each other, because that dua is accepted in the court of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Another hadith Sharif states that, reported by Haqi, Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, there is no dua that gets accepted faster than this one. The dua that one makes for his fellow brother Muslim. And the fourth hadith Sharif states that this dua is not rejected. These are the persons or the people that the du'as are accepted in the court of Allah. The dua of parents for their children. The hadith reports that dua from parents to children is similarly to the dua of the prophets to the Ummah. The dua of children for their parents, dua of a Haji until he reaches his home, Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam states that when you meet a Haji, greet him, shake his hands, and ask him to make dua and maghfirah for you. Ask him to make dua because he is forgiven. His dua is accepted in the court of Allah Azza wa Jalla until he reaches his home. Another hadith reports that a Hajj's dua is not rejected until his return to his home. One who performs Umrah, Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam states, a person who performs Umrah is a guest of Allah Azza wa Jal. He is granted whatever he desires, and his dua is accepted for whatever he asks. So whatever you ask, your dua will be accepted in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. So beloved viewers of Madani Channel, let's make dua in abundance in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. Beloved viewers of Madani Channel, let's make dua for each other. There's a great benefit in this. And that dua is also accepted. A sick person, we go to hospitals, we go to homes where people are sick. Yes, they ask us for du'as. But whenever you're going to visit someone who's sick, remember this. Whenever you're going to visit someone who's sick, remember this. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that when you visit the sick, request him to make dua for you because his dua is similar to the dua of angels. Subhanallah. When you go and see a sick person, ask him to make dua because his dua is similar to the dua of an angel. His dua is accepted in the court of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So let's ask people to make dua for us. Those are the rightful people to ask for du'as. Another hadith states, dua of the sick is not rejected until he recovers. When a person is sick, his du'as are not rejected until he recovers from his sickness. So whenever we meet people that are sick, you know, as a right, when a Muslim is sick, it is his right upon his fellow brother Muslim to go and visit him. So by fulfilling that right, you see how Allah Azza wa Jalla is so merciful. How He wants to keep us united. How He wants to keep us together. Look at the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla. You're fulfilling the right of your fellow brother Muslim when you go and visit him when he's sick. And when he makes dua for you, you ask for dua from him. When he makes dua for you, his dua is accepted. His dua is not rejected. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, He's bringing us closer. You ask him to make dua maghfirah for you. Please make dua for me. Allah forgive my sin. He makes the dua is accepted, you are forgiven. You have fulfilled his right and he has solved your problems. By making dua in your behalf in the court of Allah Azza wa Jalla, because his dua is accepted. So we see the importance of visiting each other. The importance of going to see the sick. We see them morally. When they see someone, people care, people come to see me. It means these people, they care about me. You ask them to make dua then. Every mu'min who is caught up in bala, worldly or basically, this is common to a basically sick person. It is reported in a hadith that the beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam once said to Sayyidina Salman, O Salman, du'as of one caught up in bala is accepted. Another hadith says, take advantage of the du'as of the one caught up in bala. Subhanallah. So beloved viewers of Madani Channel, we see when our du'as are accepted, how we can get our problems solved, how we can ask for forgiveness, how we can ask for du'as in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal, using people that we know that their du'as are accepted in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. The Noble Prophet ﷺ states that Allah Azza wa Jalla does not reject three persons' dua. One who excessively remembers Allah Azza wa Jalla, an oppressed and a just king. The narrator narrates the Prophet of Allah ﷺ said, there are three places where dua is not rejected. A servant is in a jungle where no one can see him beside Allah Azza wa Jal when he engages in salah. So beloved viewers of Madani Channel, another thing is when a group of Muslims assembles together and makes dua. Some will make dua while some will say Ameen. When people assemble, while some make dua and others say Ameen, Allah Azza wa Jal accepts such a dua. You see now is the weekly ijtima. That's why we always advise people come for the weekly ijtima. Because there's a dua that is done whereby everyone says Ameen. So many people come. And now we know, it is reported that when one makes a dua in a gathering, Muslims, they gathered, makes a dua, and others they say Ameen, that dua is accepted. So when we come for the weekly ijtima, is whereby the dua it is done, and we say Ameen, and that dua is accepted in the court of Allah Azza wa Jalla. We come there, we bring, whether it's to thank Allah Azza wa Jalla, whether it's to beg Allah Azza wa Jalla for something, whether it's to ask Allah Azza wa Jalla for something, or to show gratitude to Allah Azza wa Jalla. At that time and moment, when we say Ameen, the dua is accepted. So beloved viewers of Madani Channel, let's all try our utmost best to always make dua and ask people to make dua for us. The pious people, a pious person, his dua is accepted. A haji, his dua is accepted. Someone who went for umrah, his dua is accepted. An oppressed person, his dua is accepted. A just ruler, his dua is accepted. So if we know these people, someone that is always in an ibadat, someone that always making dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jalla, if we know these people, ask them to make dua for us. We can also become those people. We just have to make the intention and ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to give us the strength and the ability to be able to be those people, to be pious. We have to make dua for our children, make dua for our parents. So beloved viewers of Madani Channel, we ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to give us the ability to be able to practice upon them. Inshallah Azza wa Jalla. Ameen. Bijahi Nabi Ameen. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu ala al-Habib. Sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Dua, the essence of ibadah. Dua, the essence of ibadah. Dua, the essence of ibadah. The essence of ibadah.